Hello, welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen arithmetic operators, assignment operators. Yeah, we also looked at the shorthand operators and increment and decrement operators. Right now, let's quickly go on to the relational operators and logical operator. Yeah, so relational operators are very simple. So, for example, if I wanted to check, let's imagine like I have integer a equal to 10. Yeah, and now I wanted to check for some reason, okay, whether integer a is 10 or not or something else. So I can check if a equal to 25 by any chance. Yeah, so this will check whether a is 25, and depending upon that it either returns true or false. Yeah, if in this case a is 10 and 10 is not equal to 25, so it will give me false. Yeah, so where do we actually use it? So most of the time, okay, that we're going to see it in the next video actually. So if we have conditions like if, right, so we'll check if by any chance a equal to 25. If that is the case, do something. Yeah, if a equal to 25, do something. So remember, this is not assignment operator. The single equal to is assignment operator, and double equal to is comparison operator or relational operator. It compares value of a and the other side, and check whether they are equal to each other. It need not be just a value here. So it can be another. For example, if I have integer b equal to 25, for example, yeah, then if a equal to b, I can check between two variables. So it is very powerful. Actually, I can check between objects and everything. So that will come to, we'll discuss it later. But as of now, okay, these operators can be used in most of our relational condition checking. Yeah. So same thing is with not equal to. Yeah, so you can simply say a not equal to 25. Yeah, so a not equal to 25, so it will return true if a is actually not equal to 25. Suppose if a is 10, yeah, and if you are checking this, then it returns me true. Yeah, and similarly the other things are self-explanatory. It is greater than a greater than 25, a less than 25. The next one is a greater than or equal to 25, 25 or above, less than or equal to 25, so something like this. So these are the simple uh, conditional operators or relational operators to check whether the value of something is equal to something else, something is not equal to something else, something greater than something else. Like that we can actually use them. Yeah, so that is basically relational operators. Now coming to the logical operators. Yeah, so logical operator actually takes one check and another check and perform between them a logical AND operation. So this is called logical AND. So what we mean, for example, if you're checking, let's say if a is greater than 25 and b less than 25, for example. What it means is if a is greater than 25 and b is less than 25, and when both conditions met, when both conditions are true, then this logical operator returns true. So if this side condition is also true, this side condition is also true, this logical AND operation returns true. Otherwise it returns false. For example, so if I have a equal to 30, yeah, and let me take integer b equal to 25. And if I am checking if a greater than 25 and this is called logical AND. Yeah, there is a space between these two. This is first operand and the other one. B is not equal to 0, for example. Yeah, so here what happens is a greater than 25, it will check. Yeah, a greater than 25, yes, it is true. Yeah, and b not equal to 0, b is 25, it is not equal to 0, this is also true. So now since it is true and a true, this will return true result. Yeah, but suppose instead of this, if I have written if a less than 10, sorry, less than 10 and b not equal to 0. If this is the case, yeah, a less than 10, a is 30, less than 10 is false. Yeah, one important thing, the moment one of the operand has returned me false, and is not going to check for the other second condition. It is not going to check. Yeah, only it will check this particular thing since it is false. Whatever may be the outcome of this, right? Whether it is true or false, whatever may be the outcome, anyway, and will return me false because one condition is already false. Yeah, so that you need to remember, if in case of logical AND operator, if one condition is false, the subsequent conditions are not checked. They will be simply ignored. Yeah, this is very important thing that you need to remember. Yeah, and based on this, some tricky questions may be asked. But remember, if one condition is false, then logical AND operator is not going to check other conditions, subsequent conditions. It will simply ignore and return false. So that's what exactly logical AND operation. Yeah, and quite opposite to this is logical OR operation. So in case of logical OR operation, what happens? So basically, if one condition is true or another condition is true. So if I say it is something like, if A greater than 30 or B not equal to 0, something like this, for example. So that means it will check whether A greater than 30 by any chance. Yeah, if it has returned false, for example, just for the sake of discussion, right, then it will check whether B is not equal to 0. And if this returns say true, yeah, then this OR operation returns me true. So OR operation is basically, if any one is true, the output is going to be true. Yeah, but if any one is true, that means if the first one itself has returned me true, for example, let's say A is actually 60 and I'm checking A greater than 30, it is true, right? In that case, second one is not checked. Remember, so once the decision is made, the first one has returned me true. Why to check second one? Because we already know that one is true, so obviously the return is going to be true. Yeah, so these things you need to remember. This is a logical OR operator. Yeah, next one is, and remember, there is no space between these two, and R is a pipe that you have on your keyboard, pipe operator. So two pipe operators, immediately there is no space, and this is called NOT operator, logical NOT operator. So what it means is, suppose if I'm using if A equal to 0, then it will check whether A is 0 by any chance. By any chance A is 0. But if I put a not operator in front of it, yeah, then whether A equal to 0 not. That means it is more or less saying A not equal to 0. So not operator basically, if it is true, it will become false. Not operator makes it false. If it is false, not operator makes it true. That's all. So that's the three logical operators that we have. Okay. Remember one important thing, that whenever we are using logical operators, okay, there is a possibility that after evaluating one condition, the decision is arrivable. You can actually make a decision. Yeah. Then you need not go and then check the other conditions. Yeah. That's the important thing, both in our case as well as in AND case. Yeah. That's one thing. And the other important thing is, it is not necessary that they should be only used at two operands. So I can use A greater than B and B greater than C and C greater than D, something like this. So in any case, if this is true, if it is true, yeah, then it will check for this. If it is also true, then it will check for this. If it is also true, then it will return me true. By any chance, if this is true and then this found to be false, right, then it won't check this one because one has become false. So obviously true and false and anything is actually false. Yeah, so that's how your operators will return you the results. So that's the logical and OR and NOT operators.